Hey, we are live on the NAMM 24 showroom floor. We are here at Yamaha Musical Instruments. I am talking with Matt Rudin, who you are the product manager of Yamaha Musical Instruments for drums.
That's it, yeah. So drums, anything acoustic, electronic, and hardware, and all things in between. So
yeah, I mean, there are so many great products. You can see out around the floor. There's horns, there is a stage, there's concerts happening. But we are here with the drums, and there's some really cool new technology you'd like to introduce us to.
Yeah, so some of it new, some of it not as new, but something that we're reintroducing, or shown in a new way. So I guess we'll start over here. This young gentleman's rocking out right now. What we're showing here is we've got the new some new colors with our riding drum set, but we're showing it with a DTX module. Now these are all things that we've had out for a few years now, but we're showing it kind of in a new way. So if you've got an existing drum set and you need to rehearse in a sort of a quiet setting, what we can do is you can purchase a DTX module. You can purchase our DT50 triggers and our PCY cymbals and take your existing drum set and hardware and convert it into a silent kit, which, you don't hear anything. And that's great for, quiet rehearsal. You don't have to throw towels over your drum set anymore. You can actually put on the headphones, have a great sound. And the added bonus to that is not a perfect kind of practice kit, something for the quiet setting. Once you're ready to play live back on your drum set, it's you just change the heads out, take those triggers off. It takes just seconds.
What?
And then you still have this incredible, powerful module, great for recording. You've got the triggers, great for live performances as well. So you're really blowing out your drum set, got new sounds, got all sorts of great stuff all baked in. And it's a great solution. And this is all, to do this with your existing drum set, this is for under $2,000. So you get a professional level drum set, electronic drum set, without having to buy an entire new drum set. You've just converted your kit. So,
oh my God. So let's go over and take a look at this. So basically these are the triggers right here.
So those are the DT50 triggers, and then you add another kick trigger. The only thing Yamaha does not sell on this entire setup, aside from maybe some of the power cables going into it, is the mesh pads. Those are remote pads, but it'll work with any mesh head. But yeah, that's it. Everything else, again, under 2,000. This package we're showing here, if you didn't have anything, you wanted to start from scratch with the riding kit and with everything else, and the hardware, this is under $3,000. So right there, you've got a full ready to play acoustic kit, electronic kit. So it's all right there done for you. And that's, an incredibly powerful module. The DTX Pro module, again, great for live. It's got the kit modifier on there as well. So you not only do you have great baked in sounds, you can bring in sounds, it works with the DAW, but you can also modify the sound. So if you want to, quickly change the tuning, all that stuff, bring in effects, it's all baked in there, and it's, a lot of fun to play with.
Wow. So there's MIDI capability on this.
Capability, yep. And again, it can be used other ways to use it. If you need an in-ear click when you're playing, you can do that as well. And so playing live with it, again, bringing sounds in. If you want to just add, say you've got your acoustic setup, but you just want to say have one extra pad in your DTX module, or just have a trigger, kind of, I'll show you on the E8010 how we do it over there. Just to have a cowbell or something, another sound, so you don't have to pack up all this gear. You've got a nice tight kit, and you can have all the sounds baked in there, an 808, bass, whatever you want, you can bake into that module, and you're ready to play.
I know there are a lot of venues, houses of worship and stuff. They struggle with containing sound, and you can't really mic the snare too much because it's already super loud. What a great solution where, you have all of the great sound. I'm sure there's a bunch of preloaded sounds in the DTX module.
Yeah, and you know what the truth is with house of worship? If you did want to play and have, plays, and sometimes the band doesn't want that loud sound, you got that plexi, you've got all that stuff, a smaller setting. You could do this setup if you wanted for that live setting as well with the mesh heads. And it would, again, the band would love you because it would bring the sound down. You'd have a nice little kit right there.
That's right, drummers. When you're doing all your flams and stuff in between songs, they don't want to hear it. Now you have a solution. You hit a power button. Getting in the weeds a little bit with these triggers, sensitivity, how many levels of sensitivity are there?
Actually, on the exact levels of sensitivity.
Sure.
I do know that, one thing that, you have to keep in mind, it is one single trigger, right? So, for example, last time we had someone play out with this kit. We're still kind of in the development phase, trying to figure out how to package it, whatnot. Because all these are individually available right now. You can buy the triggers alone, and we're going to start making this one singular package. One thing we did notice is it was with the snare. If you're doing really nuanced playing, something that's, some ghost notes and some really expressive playing, it might not work so well with just the single trigger, right? So what you can do is you can bring in, we've actually brought in a DTX pad with the 3 zones And then that'll get you there, right?
Yeah.
But for practicing at home, or just if you're just playing, straight quarter notes, or just, it'll do what you need it to do from a bass level, right?
Yeah, and also it looks beautiful. I mean, it's in this this is a new color for Yamaha.
Yeah. So this is the orange sparkle for riding. Our riding drum set got a whole new facelift this year. So we've got 5 new great colors. Excited about that. And the riding, again, this is an entry level kit. You can do this with any kit you want, right? That's the great thing about this setup is it's not exclusive to Yamaha. Any drum set existing.
Oh my God. Okay, cool. Which brings us kind of to the next product over here. This is the EAD 10. And this is more, from my understanding, for live scenarios whenever you do want the real drum.
Exactly. And so the EAD 10's been out for quite a few years now. What we noticed during COVID, there was sort of obviously a big push towards playing at home, recording at home, and that sort of swept up a lot of the market for that. And you go online and there's a lot of social media influencers and playing with their home kits and blowing it out with the EAD 10, which is great. But I think kind of folks maybe forgot how great this is for live settings. And I use one. It's funny when I first showed up with my band and I said, "Hey, I've got this, this thing I want to try out." They're like, "Hey, drummer, like, you're not a tech guy. Like, stick to the drums. Let's calm down." And I played it. We did. They plugged it into the PA. I had the sounds going and everything. They're like, "Wow, that's the best levels of your drums we've heard so far. It sounded great." So they loved it. And now they get mad at me if I don't bring it to gigs, right? So it's one of those things where we're kind of reintroducing it as, hey, this is a great tool for live playing. Not only can you, some drummers will use it for in-ear monitor. You've got obviously if you've got some in the house has, hey, we already have sound, and they've got mics and they don't want you to bring your own mic. Use it for in-ear, get your sounds baked in, maybe, have one line out, have that. So we're showing it here with like I was mentioning, the DT50 triggers. So for me, one way I use it is I've got sounds loaded in to my EAD 10. So when I'm playing, I don't want to, the band I play with, play smaller venues, right? I'm not bringing a full giant kit. I don't have a road crew. I don't want to bring a cowbell and, all this other stuff. So I just bring the trigger, my EAD 10. I've got, additional snares loaded in there so I can change up the snare during the set and don't have to change my kit, but I got those sounds. I've got an 808. We play a song that needs the cowbell. Guess what? It's all on that trigger. It's just a quick turn on the knob, go to that kit set, and I keep playing. I also use, again, the mic, all that stuff, one line out to our PA system when the house does not have their own, systems ready to go for us. It's all right there. And like I said, the band loves it because we get a nice even sound on the drums. We can control it and the levels are perfect and it's super easy. And again, for household worship, as you mentioned, yeah, you don't want cables everywhere. You don't need a really intricate miking setup. This is going to get you there. It's going to mic your drums beautifully. And yeah, it's a great solution. Save all those cables, save all those additional mics. Just get the
and it's all coming from this main trigger on the kick drum over here.
And when you buy the EAD 10, that's if you're not getting the trigger against, that's an additional one here is a DT50. But
is that the same trigger as
the same one we're using over there?
Oh my gosh, it's easy. It's so standard.
Very multi-purpose, right? You get a few of those and you got yourself covered in all sorts of situations. But when you buy the EAD 10 and just the box alone, you get the module, right? So that's the brain of the brains of the operation. Has all the sounds plugged in. It also kind of like the DTX Pro. It's got the modifier thing where so you can add effects. You can make the triggers more sensitive, less sensitive, depending on how you're playing. All done right there. And again, bake in bring in the sounds you want. You can load in tracks, play along with it. Then the other part that you get is this mic system. And this kind of does two things. One, there's a trigger inside that mics the bass drum. And then up here, you probably can't see inside, but there's two kind of compressor mics that fan out. They create a little umbrella over the whole drum set and pick it up. So right there, you're good to go. You've got your whole drum set mic'd up with just that box. You clamp it on, and you're set. Look at it. It's pretty brilliant.
This is so brilliant. I hope you guys can hear over. We got some great performers next to us. We're live on the NAMM 24 floor. This is excellent. Matt, thank you so much for chatting with us. There's so much more content coming your way, but we are in the Yamaha Musical Instruments room, 3rd floor at NAMM. So keep checking in full compass.